and how men took care of women. There was no caveman who took a woman into his cave, and 5 years later she went to a divorce court caveman, and the caveman from the divorce court showed up with the caveman police who went to the cave and kicked the man out of his cave. There is none of that. This is all recent social development and implementation, and it is incredibly destructive. Feminism is incredibly divisive. See, when I look at what happens, I am a man. I do not go out and marvel and take a pleasure in hurting women. I do not look for a woman so that she can take care of me and I can have her stuff. I do not do that. I don't seek satisfaction in a woman, and when I don't get it, I destroy her utterly. That is someone who has an ideology that's probably got some hate in it. At the very least, it's materialistic and selfish. And that's what I'm trying to expose on this channel, Mgtow is Freedom. That it's the ideology. I do not look at women individually and say she needs to be destroyed, right? I need to hate her. I hate what has happened to our society. I hate what is happening to our culture because of feminism. It is divisive. It causes men and women to not get along. It destroys the family structure, which is the basis, the foundation on which our culture exists. And I believe that it is very political, and that there are forces that introduced feminism, or at least saw it developing and took advantage of it and pushed it for their own ideological agendas. Because without a strong family, you don't have strong communities, you don't have strong states or a strong nation. It becomes weak and divided against itself. Hello, America, 2017. Right? When you're united with each other, united in your families, united in community, in business, in state, and in nation, you are more productive, more focused, right? You're capable of producing more. You're more motivated. You know, the emails and the comments I've seen where men say, I'd rather stay poor than make money to give to my ex. What does that tell you is going on? Men are giving up. Men are quitting, and that hurts not only them, but it destroys the nation, because that is popular sentiment among men who have been destroyed by the hatred of feminism, because feminism is a hate-filled philosophy. Oh, they claim that they hate patriarchy, but I didn't know what patriarchy is. Patriarchy was a term invented to describe men's, our power, men's history. Well, it's the history of the world. You know, I don't discount and say women never had a part of anything. You know, it's like you're an alien or invading force. I don't say that, right? But feminism is alien, and it is an invading force, an invading ideology. It's like a body snatcher effort. It comes in, it moves into the mind, it destroys the old mind and supplants itself. And basically, feminism is a body snatching philosophy. So, John, do you hate women? No, I find them quite useful. Just like I'm quite useful. We're all quite useful as human beings. But John, you say you don't like this and you don't like that. Well, when it comes down to it, I'm telling you, and I've said it before, I don't like feminism. But you hate women, don't you, John? No, I don't. No, I'd love it if women behave like women. Natural women's behavior is not feminism, because if that was so, we would have feminists going back for millennia, but we don't. We do not. We do not. All right, guys. Give this video and all Mgtow videos a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Subscribe to this video. And thank you very much for the fan funding. It's going to help out. Oh, it does help out. Supplies me with scotch and stogies. I really appreciate it a lot. You guys have been great. The comments, I think, is probably the single most important driving factor for keeping me doing what I'm doing, because I see that men agree and I see that men learn. I am learning from comments. I am learning from other experiences. Right? We are not alone. There's not just 10,000 of us out here. Right? And men are very, very quickly coming over and seeing what Mgtow is and realizing they have an option. They don't have to be tools of a divisive philosophy and actually feed and power the destructive machine that feminism is. Right? The term feminazi was coined not as a joke, but because of the similarities. The German people are good, hardworking, industrious people. They're not Nazis. But they are given the guilt and burden. They're stigmatized by what happened almost 100 years ago. That was starting in the 20s, is when Nazi philosophy started. Right? But they're still stigmatized for it. They still have a lot of guilt. Right? Men are treated to all kinds of guilt. But it's guilt the other way. It's pushing them to support feminism. Right? The same way the Germans were coerced, tricked, pressured, guilted, shamed, right? All of those things. They appealed to a new dawn for Father Germany, for the fatherland. They were tricked into accepting the Nazi belief system, right? Now, a lot of those things don't matter, right? But what they did was they got them to support and act, and then they did what the Nazis did. They killed lots of people. Feminism has used very similar tactics, right? Up to and including using force, violence. When you use the law, the government, to do your bidding, that is force, because government is force. Feminism, Nazism, very, very similar ideologies in their approach to control and their ultimate desire, which is total domination. Total domination, and they need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. We can't do it unless we talk about it. We can't organize against it. We can't take action against it unless we're allowed to talk, share, promote ideas, support each other. And that's why I'm exposing them the way I am. And other Mgtow channels are exposing it. I don't think we're ever going to have a unified philosophy, because different men are going to land on different levels. We are, by nature, independent creatures who, for our personal lives, will choose our own way. And because of that, right, it's harder to get men to unify, whereas women, they just fall right in. They succumb to pressure very, very easily. And they're guilted and shamed, which I've said is a control mechanism that keeps women in line. But rather than men having that power, feminists use that power. So us men, what do we have? We at least have the ability to communicate, find common ground, and then choose individually what we want to do. So I'll tell you guys what, you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. This is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. I have the penis. I'm the man. Semper Fi.